Thank you, Antonio, and good evening. As we well know, the four main countries of origin for these immigrants are Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. But all but El Salvador have consular representation in McAllen. Well, that's about to change now. An office space at the 300th block of Main Street will now be occupied by the government of El Salvador. Led by the soon-to-be consul Sandra Agreda, who held a similar post in Houston, these offices will be the new headquarters in McAllen to help attend to the wave of undocumented immigrants that led to the recent humanitarian crisis. With this emergency that we've had, we realized that it was necessary to be closer to those most vulnerable, such as the kids in this humanitarian crisis that came down on us. Even though the Salvadoran population in the valley is relatively small, plans to open a consulate were already considered before the massive influx of immigrants, mainly because of the transit of illegal crossers. But now it's expected that most of the services will be humanitarian in nature. It's for the children who cross and also the adults who cross, for the corpses and the people who die along the journey. Border Patrol welcomes such delegations and institutions, mostly because they help in speeding up the processing of the undocumented.
Having somebody on the ground who is able to respond first, relatively quickly to all our stations allows us to coordinate, to be able to obtain travel documents for the folks that are traveling from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, and that's a big part of the repatriation process.
However, the main purpose, says Agreda, is not to necessarily accelerate deportations, but to quickly attend to the needs of her fellow citizens. We don't have the authority to say he stays or he goes, but our representation consists of looking out for them and make sure their rights are not infringed upon. Since October, more than 14,000 unaccompanied children from El Salvador crossed the border. Some have fallen victim to other crimes, but soon they'll find a strong ally. A grand opening date has not yet been set. However, Salvadoran officials will be hosting a series of meetings in the coming weeks to help expedite the process. I'm Oscar Morgaine reporting for Fox 2 News. Back to you.